On May 17, 2017, I went into work as an independent woman and left depending on others. That night, I was walking down the stairs at work, carrying a box of books, when I missed the last step and fell. At first, I didn't think I was badly hurt. Still, I called out for help. 2 nurses happened to be at the library where I worked. One of the nurses knew that my right leg had a compound open fracture. At some point, a coworker called 911. It was at that moment that I realized I was in quite a bit of pain. Soon, the paramedics arrived and gave me some morphine to help with the pain. They told me that I would be going to the hospital and that I would be having emergency surgery. It wasn't long before we were there. I remember being wheeled into the operating room and someone putting an oxygen mask on my face, but that was the last thing that I remember. Thanks to my older sister's persistence, 2 days later, an x-ray was done on my left ankle to see if the pain was being caused by more than just a sprain. It was discovered that, in addition to fracturing my tibia and fibula in my right leg, I had also fractured a small bone in my left ankle called the talus. The fracture was so small that it took 4 x-rays to be able to see it. We knew then that I would need a wheelchair. It also made it easier for me to get into the wheelchair. Before physical therapy came to my home, my dad did some exercises with me that he had done when he had his hip replaced. At the first appointment, after the doctor removed the bandages, I finally saw the injury. When the surgeon left the room, tears began falling down my face. It was at that moment that I finally understood just how bad my accident was. I had the same reaction during my second appointment. For the first couple of post-op appointments, I had wheelchair transport. Eventually, it was no longer needed, as I could get into my parents' car easily enough. Thankfully, I recovered from my accident fairly quickly, and by the time classes started up again in the fall, I was able to just use a cane to get around campus. Today, you would never know that I was in an accident, except for the large dent in my leg where the bone came through. According to my cousin, who went through a similar accident years before, that place will most likely never disappear. One thing that my accident helped me to realize is that things should never be taken for granted, even something as simple as walking. Not being able to walk unassisted for 2 months made me realize this. I also realized that if someone offers to help you during times like this, you should accept it, even if you feel that you are capable of doing it on your own. If I had to choose one thing that surprised me, it would be the fact that I was able to stay positive during the whole experience.